Aguilar is here. Let me make sure I got everybody. Start on this side. This is side. Okay, let's stamps. Miller. Aguilar. Trevor. Marita. Okay. Remind me of your name.
Emilio Hernandez.
Are you tag teaming today, or are you doing this by
We
yourself?
got a second interpreter here.
And what's your name?
My name is Alex.
Alex.
Kessler.
Okay, where's our team? Oh, Kevin Morrison is here. Okay, did you want to speak? All right, we're ready?
We're ready.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Very grateful to see you today. I want to thank you for joining us as we celebrate the early signs of success and reaffirm our commitment to guaranteed income in Cook County. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge and thank our commissioners who have joined us, Chairman John Daly, and Commissioners Stamps, Miller, Aguilar, Trevor, Marita, and Kevin Morrison. We're grateful for their presence. I also want to acknowledge our partners in the room from Give Directly, the Inclusive Economy Lab at the University of Chicago, the Economic Security Project, and Working Credit. Your commitment and collaboration have been essential to this effort. I also want to thank our team from the Bureau of Economic Development, Xochitl Flores and her folks. Our cash assistance programming has been a major effort, and your leadership has been instrumental. Thank you, Xochitl. I especially want to extend a warm welcome to our Promise Pilot participants, Nikita Smith and Aaron Sweeney, who will be sharing their stories today. Your voices reflect the heart of this work, and we're honored to have you here with us. In 2022, Cook County launched what was at the time the largest publicly funded guaranteed income pilot in the country. With $42 million provided by the American Rescue Act plan, ARPA, the Promise Pilot delivered $500 a month to 3,250 households across Cook County over the course of 2 years. Today marks the end of that historic pilot and the beginning of the next phase of our work. From the outset, I made a commitment to continuing this program beyond the pilot, and that commitment remains. While there is uncertainty at the federal level, that's an understatement, we believe now more than ever that local governments have a responsibility to lead. Cook County is proud to be part of a national movement advocating for a guaranteed income through action, research, and the voices of our residents. We're laying the groundwork not just for what's next here in Cook County, but what's possible in our country. So in that spirit, today I want to begin by sharing what we've learned so far and outline our next steps. According to survey data provided by our program administrator, Give Directly, 75% of the pilot participants reported feeling more financially secure. 94% said the funds helped them handle unexpected financial emergencies. Over half experienced reduced stress. More than 70% said the program had a positive effect on their mental health. And according to the data we have available at this point, participants use the money for things that matter most: groceries, rent, utilities, transportation. These are the basics that provide stability and dignity. Behind these statistics are people, real Cook County residents, who trusted us with their stories. Let me quote, "Since receiving my monthly payment, I'm less depressed about life. This helps take away my stress when it comes to paying bills. I feel less stressed. Before, I avoided going to the doctor because I didn't have any money. Both the data and these testimonies reaffirm something we've believed from the very beginning, that people don't need to be told how to spend their money. They need trust, stability, and the freedom to make decisions that are right for their families. I'm proud to announce the formation of a new advisory committee that will help guide the county's next phase of guaranteed income programming. This group will include policy experts, service providers, researchers, and residents with lived experience. Invitations to participate will go out later this month. This committee will help direct our pilot to program planning work. This spring, the committee will review the research, develop recommendations, and help us design a model that reflects what we've learned and the needs of Cook County residents. We're proud to partner with the Inclusive Economy Lab at the University of Chicago on this work, which is leading an independent, comprehensive evaluation of the project. In the coming weeks and months, they will publish a first look report, a process evaluation, and an economic impact analysis report. Additional reports on participant outcomes will follow later this year, and we look forward to learning from the data as we plan for the future. This is an exciting moment for Cook County. We're showing that it's possible to lead with compassion and build a government that puts its trust in its resources directly in the hands of the people that it serves. As other communities across the country look for transformative, evidence-based solutions to economic insecurity, we're proud that Cook County is helping lead the way toward a future grounded in equity, dignity, and trust. And we're committed to building on this foundation in the months and years ahead. Thank you. Now, I'd like to bring Chairman John Daly to the podium and ask that each person introduce the speaker that follows. Chairman.
Thank you, Madam President. And Madam President, let me congratulate you and your team from the Economic Development. It was your leadership that embraced this idea and brought it to the board and the residents of the county. As Commissioner of the 11th District, 118 residents were assisted by this pilot program. I commend, as the President was talking, she mentioned the stress, and stress we all know affects you mentally, but it also affects your physical health. And the fact that they were able to get relief on paying bills, just basic idea, is something that we as a board should be entirely proud of and grateful to everyone who participated. I look forward to the advisory council, your ideas on how we could improve this, and I look forward to working with the President and her team. And now I would like to introduce Commissioner Donna Miller.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everyone. I'm Cook County Commissioner Donna Miller. I represent the 6th District, and I want to really express my gratitude towards President Preckwinkle for extending this invitation to discuss the Guaranteed Pilot Program and the upcoming establishment of the Advisory Committee to explore potential avenues for its continuation. I also want to extend my appreciation to the Bureau of Economic Development and our partner organizations for their unwavering dedication to this initiative. Cash transfers are cost-effective, proven in mitigating economic vulnerability and safeguarding living standards during crisis. They have a substantial long-term impact on individuals' livelihoods and communities. Fund infusion stimulates economies by boosting demand for goods and services. In 2020, I also advocated for a locally targeted cash transfer program for families in the south suburbs in my district. Then they were severely impacted by the pandemic and the economic downturn. And this initiative was also a pilot that called the Southland Family Fund Support, and it established $500 to give to 1,000 families. I'm happy to see that this initiative, the Cook County Promise Pilot, helped more suburban families with a lifeline of support. As reported by participants, it was a one less thing to stress about while taking care of their families. Under the leadership of President Preckwinkle and the administration, the county provided over $11 million in direct assistance cash to families in need at the peak of the pandemic. Sometimes we can forget where we were just that short time ago, but it really devastated not only families but communities. Building upon the success of these cash assistance programs, the Cook County Promise Guaranteed Income Pilot introduced no strings attached $500 monthly cash payments to 3,250 eligible Cook County residents. And I'm pleased to see that our early reporting mirrors what we saw during the pandemic, that the top issues for the funds were used in everyday essentials, as expected, including food, rent, utilities, and transportation. This demonstrated success of cash assistance programs, coupled with prior research, underscores the transformative potential of guaranteed income in communities. I'm so encouraged by the formation of this advisory panel and ways to explore and sustain this program in the future, which will be sorely needed as we are already seeing devastating results from federal cuts to essential programs that hurt our working families. But I'm proud to serve on a board that is going to work hard to make sure that we uplift and sustain our families here in Cook County. Thank you. So with that, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Commissioner Aguilar.
Thank you, Commissioner Miller. Frank Aguilar, 16th District, which is the western suburbs. I want to thank President Toby Preckwinkle and my colleagues for this initiative. We're always there to support our residents. $500 a month may not seem a lot of money, but it really helps those families, especially low incomes and single families, goes a long way. It pays like food, utilities, and also includes medicine as well. And just an initiative that this is, I guess, a pilot program it was, and our families are still recovering from COVID. You remember it was been 5 years, and people are still recovering, and maybe some may not recover. So again, I want to thank my colleagues, President Tony Preckwinkle, for this initiative and helping our residents, on a daily basis. Thank you. And I want to introduce my colleague, Commissioner Morita.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioner. Commissioner Josina Morita of the 13th District on the north side in the north suburbs. I first want to thank President Preckwinkle and the entire Cook County staff team that helped make this. It's something I studied as a student in college, the concept of basic income, and to see it as a reality here in Cook County is so rewarding, and to see this data of how we are actually able to change lives, right? I think sometimes we think $500 a month. I'm a working mom. I know all the thousands of decisions that we have to make every day financially about our family's health. Giving families this support and the return on investment of $500, both going back into our local economies, helping working families make better choices about not just their financial well-being, but their health and other opportunities. It just gives that amount of air and support, and to let them know that, especially in these times, that their government, Cook County government, has their back. In a time when our federal government is taking steps backwards, it's so important, very proud to be part of Cook County government as we invest back in our communities in smart and sustainable ways. And I'm excited to see how this pilot becomes a program that is going to help future generations. And with that, I will introduce Cook County Commissioner Kevin Morrison.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Kevin Morrison. I represent the 15th District covering the northwest suburbs. I would first want to begin by congratulating President Preckwinkle and the Bureau of Economic Development, especially Xochitl and all your staff, for their work spearheading this pilot program. It is thanks to the stewardship and expertise of President Preckwinkle, as well as the American Rescue Plan Act funds provided by President Joe Biden, that Cook County is in the financial position to experiment with programs like this. Cook County has been a leader on universal basic income policy, and this, at the time, was in fact the largest program of its kind in the nation. The results speak for themselves. When you provide people with the support they need, they will not just survive, they will thrive. Many participants report that the support will continue to positively impact them into the future. This is not only critical to them as individuals, but will also result in widespread benefits for their entire communities. With the data and insights collected here by the Bureau of Economic Development, it is my hope that this program becomes a model for future policy across this nation. Let us join together again in congratulating President Preckwinkle and everyone who worked on this program. They really deserve our congratulations. And before I leave, I just want to put out a reminder. Us as Cook County officials are always dedicated to uplifting all of our diverse communities across this county. And we need to make sure that we are seeing policies, despite what the future has in store, that we are making sure that we've got your backs and that everyone has a chance to do better. Thank you. And with that, I would like to introduce Nikita Smith Jr. Oh.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to all the commissioners. I would like to start my story. I'm Nikita Smith. I'm 29 from Elk Grove Village, originally from the South Suburban area. I was a participant in the Cook County Promise Pilot, which meant I received $500 a month guaranteed income for 2 years. And it was a privilege to be a part of the program. Getting those checks was like I jump-started into adulthood. For the first time, I could budget, make repairs on my car, and stay on top of bills. I never had that experience before. With the extra $500 a month, I could take the time to take on a role I knew was a better fit for me career-wise because I knew I had a safety net. Eventually, I became a manager in that new job. And I'm now on the path to working in healthcare, which has always been a goal of mine. Thank you. Trying to take my time up here. Thanks to guaranteed income, I was also able to show up as a father. I could pay for a birthday party for my son without sacrificing something I would have not been able to do without the extra cash. I knew about guaranteed income before this pilot. I studied its roots in civil rights, and I saw how successful it was in Stockton, California, thanks to Mayor Michael Tubbs and the folks at Economic Security Project. My passion for the guaranteed income, it made its way into my therapy sessions. That's how passionate I was about it. And with that, my therapist let me know that it did come to Cook County, and I was able to apply. So I want to thank her for that, and it's been an honor to be a part of something like this. I believed in the idea of direct cash, and I wanted it for my community, even if I couldn't be a part of it. So when I got the news about being in the pilot, it felt like it was something I manifested. This policy is something I truly believe in, and I'm really happy to know that the leaders in our county are continuing to make guaranteed income possible permanently for folks like me. Thank you. I also brought a couple books from Dr. Martin Luther King, Where Do We Go From Here, Community or Chaos, and I also bought Michael Tubbs' book, The Deeper the Roots. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Next, we have Aaron Sweeney, another participant.
Hello, everyone. My name is Erin Sweeney, S-W-E-E-N-E-Y. I am 43, and I live in Skokie, and I am a writer. I attended DePaul University, and this grant has really helped me be able to afford to explore my writing and expand my creativity. I first found out about guaranteed income through a bulletin in my apartment. I live in low-income public housing due to a disability. When I started receiving checks, I put money aside in a high-yield savings account for a rainy day. As someone who lives in public housing and receives government assistance, I am conscious how important it is to save for a rainy day. That rainy day came when my father, whom I love dearly, unfortunately passed away of cancer at the age of 82. It was a hard time for my family. A health crisis caused me to need to move to a nursing home for care. The cost of care was beyond what Medicaid and Social Security would cover. And with the extra $500 a month, it meant I could keep my apartment and get the care I needed. I am beyond grateful to President Preckwinkle and all the Cook County Commissioners for this program. Without it, I could not have afforded the care I needed in a moment of true crisis. I am alive today because of this program, and I am back in my apartment. I like to say I'm not only surviving, but I am thriving. I could afford what my Medicare and Social Security wouldn't cover, and that kept me alive. In this time of instability, when government services are being threatened, this type of support is critical. That's why I'm glad to hear that the leaders at Cook County are continuing to offer this guaranteed income to our neighbors, and I pray it does get expanded. So thank you for that.
With apologies, Commissioner Stamps?
Thank you. Thank you. It's just my honor to go last because there's really not much to say after those amazing testimonies. Can we? I will say that I am Tara Stamps, Cook County Commissioner of the 1st District, and I first became familiar with this concept because my mother was the late Marion Stamps, and this was something that she and many other public housing residents entertained the idea. So imagine this full circle moment that I'm in where I actually get to be a part of a governing body that not only adopts but implements a program of this magnitude and sees to the future of it, where we are every day putting people before politics in Cook County. And so I'm so honored to be a part of this, to really make a difference in the everyday lives of Cook County residents. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to acknowledge Emilio Hernandez and Alex Kessler, who are our sign language interpreters. Thank you. And I see Dom and Ryan here, who are the staff people who are directly responsible for the program. So thank you very much to both of you. All right, Nick? I'm not going to impose a timeline on our advisory committee. We want to be sure that we have the benefit of all the research, and although it's forthcoming, I can't predict exactly when it's going to be available to us. So to be determined, I guess, is the best answer.